This is my server. This is my house. Now the point of this world was because I really wanted to make a house. I kind of used farms in a more unique way. That being said, I wanted to add a couple more today to see if I could finally finish up my auto sorter and item dispenser that exists in my house already. For example, this is my kelp farm. It is small, but it kind of fits in with its environment. But the point of said kelp farm is that once it grows to its length, it gets pulled into all these sorters, distributed through a water stream that then goes up a giant column and gets pooped out through my aquarium that exists inside my house already. Yeah, I don't think the fish mind too much. But the point of this is just I like displaying the items that kind of get put into my chests. And that being said, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more spots to actually have these items sorted. If we go downstairs, you can see that I have 3 already set up, and I need to make 3 more. The point of today's video is that I want to set up at least a couple more farms that I could potentially put here. One of them being sugarcane for sure. Been wanting to do it for a while, and I kind of want to set up this area to be more of like a villager paradise, and this to be maybe a pickle farm? And I could also set up things down here, which is a giant lava pit. I was thinking more of the nether here, like transforming this into a nether, which would be kind of nice. But, you never know. But first things first is I think I'm going to set up a sugarcane farm. Now, deciding where this is going to go is probably the most annoying part. Because sugarcane farms are nice and all, but they kind of look bad. It's just a wall of sugarcane, and I don't know where I want to put it. I could shave this out and build like a little pillar here. I think that might be what I do. Like I just put it literally right here and have it like held up by a stone pillar. I feel like that's the idea. Now the tricky part about all this is I want to keep everything going to the same water pipe, otherwise the item sorter and dispenser won't work up top. So it's important later that all these items collect and then appear here somehow. So to keep things with the same theme, I'm just going to build out of the same materials that my house and everything else is kind of built out of. Alright, first part to any farm is kind of planning out where the sugarcane is going to go, and then from there, making the rest. I'm thinking it might be interesting to have a little L design in this corner. Right here, this will be a sugarcane. It goes over and over, and yeah, I think it'll just fit right in there kind of perfectly when we start building this village. Alright, now time to kind of just get going on how this thing's gonna function. Yes, I can build my stuff out of grass, but I kind of like the look of sand with sugarcane. Don't know why, it just kind of looks better in my eyes. Place in our water so the sugarcane can actually grow and exist. Pistons at the height that we're gonna need it because we don't want to break the source of the sugarcane, we just want to break whatever grows above. And obviously we can't forget about our observers, because how else are we going to know to break this stuff? And like most people in existence, I'm going to use colored wool to determine how this is going to function. And I'm thinking that's looking pretty good so far. So it's not obviously the most resource heavy, but I'm thinking it's going to get the job done. The point is to just get me resources passively, and yeah, that's simple. Either way, this is our design for now. We're just going to stick with this. If we need to expand, we will. Now, just to be sure this functions all as planned, we're just gonna make sure it works. And simple as that, we have a sugarcane farm. Stupid me, it needs to be sand. And with the final touches of slight design, not anything too crazy, we officially have a sugarcane farm set up. But we need to make a collection system that will then shuttle it to our pipe here and continue it all the way to our house. Or I could go back here through the pond and connect it up with my kelp, which isn't too bad of an idea because I'm not using this for anything. But before we do any of that, we really need to get this sorted where we essentially pick up the items that are going to fall, because at the moment, yeah, we have nothing collecting that sugarcane. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm probably going to have to break all of this. We'll obviously need a hopper system that connects to a dispenser, and then probably just shoot the items off that way. Well, it would seem we have found our path to the pipeline, and this should theoretically work now. And like with any other build that I do, I just need my redstone rooms looking kind of clean. Alright, so this next part's going to be a little interesting. So we have to have an unloader system and a dispenser system at the same time. So for the unloader, I think what we can do is we're going to place a repeater here, place a block, we could place a redstone torch on this side, and it should be as simple as that. So now it's powered, but whenever it gets loaded, it should shut off. As I like to test everything as I'm going and not everything last minute. When it comes back, throw 11 in there and we will see if this works. See if we get all 11. And we do. So for me to do the next part, I actually think this guy here needs to be here. We're going to grab a new color, and essentially this is going to be our very interesting system, which is going to detect items and dispense them through here into a water stream that goes all the way down. And with that being said, let me very quickly build this guy. Needs to be redstone here, this here, 2 here. We'll put 1 here just because we're going to have an observer like that. We got a redstone repeater and then redstone here. And as simple as that, it is all set up. All right, let's test this out. Let's see if we did this properly. We will grab some of this, throw you in there, and in theory, it should dispense all of it out. We now just need to finish this off with some water and some packed ice to get it all the way down. And then just pretty much keep following down the line. Then when we get to this point, we'll just create the level elevator. And just like that, our items should now be able to flow into our pipe system and essentially get sorted in our item sorter up towards our house. As I said, this is a very small sugarcane farm. We're not doing this for massive resources. We're just doing this for design, aesthetic, and being sure things actually function. So let's try this out. We broke some. Let's see if it collects it. It does collect it. I hear it dispensing. Items are going. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I already had it set up. Oh, how cool. So, in theory, if that already went up, it should function very similar to how my kelp is, where I believe it's this switch. If I flip this, yes, it should now flow into this chest. Come on. Yes, it worked. It freaking worked. Oh, that's beautiful. I could not be happier with that. Now, if you guys are curious what this is, essentially it's an on and off switch to collect items like my kelp here. If I turn this on for a little bit, I have items stored up there. So if I shut it off, you'll see that my kelp will start coming in because I don't want constant flow of items. So I have an on and off switch to give me certain amounts if I need it. Granted, this sugarcane farm is more decoration than it is actual purpose. I know my kelp farm over here has a lot more, so I might actually expand this later on, but it is kind of nice to have our own automatic sugarcane. So with this thing working, I'm thinking the next thing we need to move on to is yet another farm. Ooh, you know what I could do? I could do a cactus farm. Cactus wouldn't be bad. Cactus would allow me my XP, so that's a pretty solid plan if I do that. But I think the best spot would be up here. And I say this because we could do some cool little desert thing here. And probably just use this wall. I think we'll just use this wall. Just go big square back there. And it'd be kind of cool to, like, as you're falling down here, see a giant desert. I think that'd be kind of neat. Oh, I also expanded this because I just wanted more sugarcane. Now the most annoying part is picking a pallet for this. Alright, so we got a little bit of the frame done. Now we need to dig back essentially. But we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We go back 7. And now the amazing task of filling this place with air. Ta-da! And now all we gotta do is actually set up the pedestals for the cactus, and we should theoretically be almost done. It's that simple. And to do that setup, I'm just gonna do an outline of sandstone and kind of just start placing them as I go, really. And now for the annoying part of having to shave them out from the inside. And like that, we should at least have some pedestals. So what I'm going to do is place slabs underneath here on every single one and then replace the sandstone with sand. Now the interesting part is we're gonna have to place items specifically up here, just so when cactus grows, they need to break. And just so I can be sure that it actually works. Alright, so that clearly didn't work, so we're gonna have to do it a little different. I'm thinking this isn't too bad. I think this might be a little interesting. I want to use the end rods still because they just look cool. And like that, we get the first row done. And then we just have 2 more rows to do and we should be all set. And there we go. We have all 3 rows all set up. So whenever these guys grow, theoretically, they should just break. And the end rods provide enough light that they should be able to just do so willingly. Alright, now that I filled in all these sides with smooth sandstone and I put glass up around the edges in case any of these cactus decide to grow and kind of like fall over the edge. Alright, so for the bottom here, I already have sandstone along the walls. We're going to place water along one edge here. And then we're going to place water along this edge. And have 1 row in the middle, which then we're going to place gates. We're going to break out the middle so the items can flow into this. And then we're going to keep on going because this is going to connect over to our pipe, which should be, theoretically, in this direction. Alright, so the last thing we should have to do is just kind of start going along placing the water. It should just start functioning as I'm doing this. Nope. I just got hit by a cactus. So I guess it did work. There we go. So that'll just flow right in. And we should be able to start collecting cactus. Yeah, I don't think we have cactus set up. If anything, it'll go down here into my storage collection, which it seems we are getting items. Alright, so over here, if we have this set up as pickles. Don't want it to be set up as pickles. Oh, the redstone's broken. There we go, there we go. Okay, so put some in there, and it should theoretically just start spitting them out. Nice. And we should see cactus flying through our thing. Yep, there it is. And that all goes up to my storage system up top. So the last details I would do is kind of just clean this up and make this look like an actual cactus farm. Like actually have like it all decorated and kind of fit into its environment. But at least I got 2 farms set up. We have the sugarcane down here, which is actually producing quite a bit now. Whenever they grow, they just break. And now we have our cactus farm up here for experience orbs. Last thing I want to check is see if the levers work. I turned on sugarcane and cactus, so theoretically I get them both. Now that is how I like to farm. Beautiful.